Look carefully at the picture on your screen. We are going to use this picture to ask a few questions, and we hope that in answering those questions, we will learn one of the deepest lessons that we are ever going to learn in life. So right into it, let's ask the first questions. The people in the picture, Steve, Nick, Ethan, and William, are they looking at the same thing? The obvious answer is yes. And the second question that follows is, are they seeing the same thing? Now, if you're looking at this picture as it is right now, you're going to be looking at it from the position of Steve. And what does Steve see? Steve sees an E. But for you to get what Ethan, Nick, and William see, you need to do something. If you're watching this on your phone, remove your phone from auto rotate. And now, flip your phone in the direction of William. What do you see? You are going to see a W. Now, if you flick your picture, your phone in the direction of Nick, you're going to see a 3. And if you flick your phone in the direction of Ethan, you're going to see an M. Now, the question that follows therefore is, why are these 4 persons seeing different things? And the obvious answer is that because they are standing in different positions. In real life, these different positions are called perspectives or points of view. People could be looking at the same thing and seeing different things. People come from different backgrounds, they have different experiences, they have different levels of exposure on different issues, and all these put together, including their dreams, their aspirations, their desires, and their wants, make them to have the opinion they have on a particular issue. So whenever you see different people talking about one thing, you will see them speaking of that one thing from their different points of view. For example, you see 3 ladies seated and talking about men, for example, their general notions as to men. A lady that says men has come probably has had a bad father who was not really a father, has had a series of bad boyfriends, and experiencing a bad marriage. A lady that says men are very good may just have the opposite of what this person has had. And a lady that says some men are okay, some are not okay, may just be speaking from the perspective of somebody who has had a loving father, a bad boyfriend, and a good husband. So whenever you see people arguing on an issue like this, stop thinking of what they are arguing about, but actually start looking at where they are coming from, because it is where they are coming from that form their opinions as to issues. The lessons we must learn from this are: 1, it's okay to think and see things differently. Whenever you are in a situation where you see things differently from somebody, know that it's okay. You don't need to go into an argument and make enemies out of people because you see things differently. The second lesson we can learn from this is that whenever you see those times that you are in such arguments with people, or you are seeing things differently from people, try to understand the person and the person's experiences, exposures, and all that in respect of that particular issue. And when you understand the person, you are definitely going to understand the person's point of view and the person's opinion in respect of that issue. The third lesson is that we should stop looking at things from the point of right versus wrong. We were trained from childhood to see things as either right or wrong. Right from school, you do an academic test, you have your answers are either right or wrong. And so we are programmed to think in terms of right and wrong. But you must reprogram yourself to think in terms of point of view rather than right or wrong. Because most of the time we argue with people and argue endlessly, it's because we think they are wrong and we think we are right. But the reality is that it's just a matter of point of view. Another thing you must do as a lesson from all of this is that you must listen to understand people rather than to reply people. Because a lot of times when we have those differences in opinions, we are just listening to people to attack them and attack their opinions rather than understand their opinions and understand the person who is giving that opinion. So in going forward, you must learn to listen to understand and understand the person that is giving that statement or that is stating that opinion. And the next thing you must learn from all of this is a skill called tactical empathy. Tactical empathy is the ability to go into the head of another person or go into the mind of another person to understand the point of view of that person and to actually speak from the person's point of view in order to win the person to your point of view. If you watch Hollywood movies, especially movies that have to do with hostage situations, for example, somebody goes into a bank and holds people hostage, you're going to see a situation where police negotiators or FBI negotiators will come into the picture, and you will never see them telling the person that you are a criminal. You will never see them telling the person that you are a thief, you held people hostage, you kidnap people, you are a bad person. They never speak from that angle. You're going to see them trying to get background information as to that person. So you see the negotiator telling the person, okay, I know your son has this issue, I know your daughter has this issue, and you need money for surgery, and you need money for this or that. So you have already committed some form of crime by holding people hostage. But what we can do for you is that we can make you go to prison for only 2 years. If you kill anybody in that bank, you're going to prison for life, and you may never even see that your son or your daughter that has this problem that made you to do this. So when you see that at play, you should understand that it is the application of tactical empathy, which is a strategy in negotiation that you're seeing being applied there. And tactical empathy can actually be applied in real life. Whenever you see people arguing or you see yourself in an argument, try to pull back and apply some of these strategies I've told you. And the most important thing you must learn from all of this is that you should not make enemies with people because they have different opinions with you. In terms of religion, in terms of politics, in terms of sports, you don't need to fight with people or make enemies out of them because they have different opinions. Just think of this as being Steve or being Ethan or being Nick or being William in our previous picture, where they are looking at the same thing and seeing different things. I hope you have learned something from this today. Please subscribe to this channel, give your opinion as to what has been said, and you can watch any other the videos on this channel.